If you're trying to make something work that does not want to work or is not prepared enough to work, even if you have good intentions, you are not equipped and or suitable or learned enough to bring it to a place of functionality. This means that you are dysfunctional and everything you touch will suffer under a misguided understanding of how something should work. So again, I go back to the entry-level positions, putting in the paying your dues. A lot of times people will try to move themselves up beyond their functionality, and then by the time that they get to certain contexts and levels, they don't have the requisite skills and knowledge, and they don't have the requisite record of success. But then they try to make something work based upon whatever understanding they have at that time. And the thing is that when you try to do that, it's going to affect everybody around you. So if you are not the type of person who does stuff on time, then it's going to affect the timing of everybody else. And there are certain situations that timing has to matter. You know, if you have to meet a deadline to send financial statements to the SEC, or if you have to meet a deadline for a loan application, a business loan application or something like that. If you have to meet deadlines for certain reports that you have to turn in to your manager, and your manager has to have time to go over it to turn in to the director. Okay, timing is important. You can't be a person who doesn't appreciate time. You can't be a person who says, well, you know, I'm gonna get it in, don't worry about it, I'm gonna get it in. That's not gonna work in certain types of contexts. You got to be the type of person who does things in decency and in order. Otherwise, you're going to affect the functionality of the whole department and that level. And then what happens is, when you don't have the right understanding about how to conduct the task, you're going to operate with a misguided understanding of how something should work. So you're going to think that, well, this is how it should work. You wait to the very last minute to do something and you can still be successful. That's a misguided understanding, because anything that you do overnight is not of quality. I had to learn this the hard way, and I didn't learn it really until I became a teacher. But I used to write my papers. There were some papers I wrote and used all of my timing to do it. I prepared well. Those tended to be the research papers. And then there were some papers I waited to the very last minute, the night before the paper was due, and I was crying and saying how I should have done this earlier or whatever. And I don't know why I do this to myself. I was a procrastinating queen. And so then I was able to finish the paper and get it done and print it out. And then I breathed this sigh of relief. Okay, I got it done. But that wasn't quality. I didn't learn that until I started looking at my papers for a book I wanted to write. And then when I began teaching and reading papers and things like that, I realized that what I was doing at that time was just not the right thing to do. And that I operated with a misguided understanding that many students do, that your best work comes when you wait to the last minute. Or let's say it like this: when I wait to the last minute, my best work, all of my ideas just come to mind, and it seems like it's just good. It's just, you know, the best that I have to offer. That can't be the best, because anything that you want to do that is of quality is going to take time. And that is the better guided understanding that you need to have to understand how something should work.